Hello and welcome everyone to Quick Album Reviews. I'm the reviewer of albums, super original, I know, CJ Middle, and today I'm reviewing Kalasin by Lana. Now, the album's title is actually the name of a town in Thailand. It's actually a town that Lana likes so much that she named the album after it. Nothing says a shout out quite like an album title, am I right? Anyways, Lana contacted me on Instagram, where a few other bands have actually contacted me before, asking if I would review her album. I said sure because I'm a nice guy, but it soon got lost in the sea of recommendations I've been getting. But I fished it out after, I want to say, a few months or so. I mean, I've been so backed up, but I have to say though, it's a really good album and you guys should really check it out despite my review. I mean, I do say good things about it, but the point is, you should really check it out. Released in 2019 or this year, this album has a video game sounding tone to it, and I mean this in the best way possible. It's powerful and it kept my interest the whole time. It's also an instrumental metal album, and it sounds like kick-ass gaming music with underlying metal guitar. And again, I mean this like in the best way possible. I don't mean that as like a derogatory or anything. I mean that like as like the absolute best way possible, because it really is good music. And it has a lot of keyboard, it has real symphonics and some other stuff that really gives this album an epic yet melodic and classical sound to it. And it's really this combination of textures that really gives this album a very unique feel to it. Now, there is one track on here, the closing track. It's called The Skin That I'm In. That really stands out and is kind of an outlier on this album because it's a very thrash-sounding song compared to the other tracks, which were very melodic, powerful, symphonic, classical, and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of stands out as the black sheep. But as a closing track, I think it works because I don't know, just something about it just really works as a closing track. It's hard to explain, but if you listen to the album start to finish, I think you'll understand what I mean. So despite this album being quite good, and it really is quite good, I do have to point out some negatives, which would be the use of the keyboard and drumming. So like I stated before there, this album does have a lot of keyboard on it, and I do think it does go a bit overboard on the keyboard. I would have liked to seen some other instruments take more of a lead role, like the symphonics or even the guitar, which really only really played a underlying kind of sound in the overall scheme of things. And I would have really liked the guitar to play a bigger lead, more parts. I'm not saying that it doesn't. It does have some lead in some parts, but I would have liked another instrument besides keyboard to take some more lead part in this album. And the other thing I want to point out is the drumming doesn't really differentiate. What I mean by that is each song kind of has the same drum beat. I would have liked to have something a little different in each track besides it just being that bass snare kind of sound. But I'm not saying the drumming is bad. I mean, it serves its purpose. It does work for this album, but I don't know, just some I would have liked to have something a little different in each track. But like I said, for this album, it works. But maybe in the future works, or in future albums, maybe something a little different besides just the kind of sound. Overall, though, it is still a really good album with some great composition. If you're looking for something different that has a lot of power, symphonics, melody, and an overall just really awesome sound, I would recommend checking out this album. This song gets a 9 out of 10 for me. And before I end this video, I know some of you have recommended me some albums. I'm really backed up on album recommendations right now. I still have, I want to say, like 20 or so albums I still have to get through that have been like recommended to me for like since like January that I haven't gotten to. I will eventually get to the ones recommended to me on YouTube, hopefully. I'm not ignoring you. Don't think that. I'm just really backed up with other people's recommendations, and I'm trying to be respectful by going in order. I don't want to like jump around because I feel like all these people who like told me to listen to albums like all the way back in January. Like I feel like I have to get through their albums first before I start listening to like people who recommended me albums like in June. I don't know. I'm weird about that stuff. I will also add this album in the description box below so you can all check it out. I do recommend this album. I think it is very unique in its own right. I can't say I've ever heard metal quite like this, but then again, I don't really listen to a lot of symphonic or progressive metal. So maybe there is another album out there like this, but I wouldn't know because I don't listen to that kind of stuff all that often. But I thought this one was really good. Anyways, with all that being said, hope you're all having a great Father's Day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend to like and subscribe as well. All right, everyone, have a fantastic Sunday.